Are you okay. I'd like to call the meeting of the White Lake Township Library Board of Trustees to order on Wednesday, July 22nd at 6:45 p.m. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Carrie, you want to do roll call?
President Jennifer Schultz,
Here.
Vice President Eric Shotwell,
Present.
Treasurer Gwendolyn Newton, absent excused, Secretary Terry Francis, present, Trustee Becky Knapp, absent excused, Trustee William Wansbury,
Present.
and Director April Stevenson and Assistant Director Amy Rosen are also in attendance.
Okay, thank you. Their approval of tonight's agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 3 yes votes. Okay. Motion approved. We have no public tonight. We don't have any presentations, right? Okay. And then now I would need a motion for the approval of the minutes from last meeting.
All right, I'll approve the minutes as presented. I was not present, so.
I can second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 yes votes. Motion approved. Moving on to officer reports. I don't have one this time.
I also do not have a report this week.
And I do not have anything either.
Okay, that's quick. Who is reporting for the treasurer since Becky and Gwen are both gone?
The last remaining finance committee member.
Okay, you're it.
So, as you know, April always sends out all of the budgets and finance paperwork to us ahead of time, so hopefully we all had a chance to review all of that. And I'd like to open the floor for discussion or questions.
I do not have anything.
No, I don't either.
Okay.
All right, and then we don't have any CDs to act
We do
on.
one.
Oh, I thought we had done that last time. Go ahead.
So shall I go ahead and make my motion if everybody's comfortable?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the July bills as presented for payment.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 3 yes votes.
And then we've also under treasurer's report received a Genesis Credit Union CD coming due on 9/14. That the committee is recommending we roll over to another 7-month CD also at Genesis with the already approved interest being credited to Flagstar checking account. So I'd like to make that motion if anyone.
Okay.
Looks good.
I'll second that.
Okay, let me make the motion. I'll have you second. You don't.
Oh, I thought that's what you did.
No, I just wanted to explain what I was headed to be. I would like to make a motion to roll over the Genesis CD maturing on 9/14/26 in the amount of $102,097.91 to a 7-month CD at Genesis and deposit existing interest into the Flagstar checking account. And William, I can record you a second.
The second is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm just making a note here. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that was 3 yes votes. And you said interest to Flagstar.
Correct.
Right. 3 votes. Motion approved. Okay, that gives us looking for your report there. April?
Very much. So for the director's report, a little bit of a lighter month for June. I did meet with additional meetings. It's my time where timekeeping software removed, and I are also change over to the state's updated unemployment account. We have a few changes to some of our library pages. Communications marketing. It's going going well. Our social media engagement seems to kind of have the same upward, downward amount like every couple of months, so that's kind of interesting. But we do have some more followers than we had before, which is good. Reviews, I wanted to mention that we did have a patron who was leaving last minute on Friday, 3rd, right before the holiday, and we thanked us for being open. He said so many places were closed, and he was using the internet late that afternoon, but thanked us multiple times. I did also want to, I received a phone call from a patron who wanted to profusely thank me and say the nicest things about our staff, new staff person, Mallory Stevenson, no relation. Quote, amazing, saved the day. What she basically did was the person came in and they needed cupcake toppers printed for their grandchild's birthday. It's like the only thing they had to do for the birthday. And so Mallory was just patient, took her time and got those properly sized and printed and got her out the door. And all that. What she said was she was in this world of so many people saying just negative things in general. She wanted to be that person that called say, hey, that person was fabulous. So
Did she print it on like rice paper or something?
it was just the size. As when I talked to Mallory, she said it was actually really quite simple, but it was the lady was just needed help with it.
Didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, so that was fantastic.
All right. Oh, so she didn't actually print them. She helped her.
She
set
helped
it
her
up.
get it sized.
Okay. All right. I thought that'd be pretty cool if you could print stuff to put on cupcakes here at the library. So, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, director connections. So a little less than I normally do because this facilities. We did have to replace a bad smoke alarm on RTU 5. That is not the first time that an RTU has had to have a smoke alarm within the last 4 years that I've been here. So it kept going out, having to reset it, sometimes twice a day, storm, Goya, and all that. Progressive was out to fix various sprinkler system issues. And Johnson, I did finally get a chance to connect with Johnson Controls. They are quite proprietary. He did show me how to do control set points on heat and AC. So within a range, as I was talking to building committee, I can lower some, a little cooler on what we have. And we also replaced our battery pads on our AED unit. So Friends, Treasures in the Trunk program is on track. They did have a few people that asked, we may not have enough for a full trunk, so what do we do? And the Friends are graciously offered to accept their donations. They will sell them and with the proceeds going to the Friends. They also are on track to donate like another 45,000 to us for next year. They usually tend to talk about that in their October quarterly meeting. And the Friends Library merchandise store, which is, as you know, you've got your library swag recently. And so now that store is now open for everyone to purchase all kinds of library merchandise. So I would strongly suggest you take a look at that. The Friends will receive between $3 and $15 in profit on those items, and that's just great. So you're showing support. There's all kinds of things on there now, including little onesies, for little wee ones, and all the way up, coolers, hats, you name it. Library signage too, as well. So you can definitely show your support.
Hey, April,
Yes,
on the pop-up sales, are they actually here at the library or are they around the community?
they are here.
Okay, and they just do it off cycle.
Yep. So
Okay. Oh, okay. I got you.
they've received a lot of positive feedback.
Okay, good.
Outreach, we received an invitation from Lakewood Elementary again for their trunk or treat. And we celebrated the American 250 program with the Daughters of the American Revolution. They did a wonderful patriotic trunk or treat and the public reading of the Declaration of Independence. So huge thank you to them for organizing that. We are working with, if you don't know, there's another White Lake in our state, and there's a White Lake community,
Yes.
which we oftentimes laugh because we get different things, different phone calls. And so we decided to get together and do a joint social media post to highlight the differences between both of our libraries. So that's going to be super cute. We're continuing to add new Idea Lab materials, such as the Kodak Reels Film Digitizer. So if you're needing to get those Super 8s and reel-to-reel stuff digitized, we now have that. And landscaping, unfortunately, we lost one of our front ginkgo trees. You'll kind of see like a stub there. The good news is that what I thought we were going to lose another tree, because when the township put up their fence, that last tree that's way over there was all of a sudden on their side of the fence. Which is one of the trees we had air spaded a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, so luckily we can take that tree and
Put it where the ginkgo was? Okay.
take that down. So, and it won't be that. I checked a tree guy that I've known for over 20 years to get a quote. So it's not going to be too bad.
You just leave it there like an embassy. That actually becomes the library space.
So we'll get that done. I'm also putting out another call for landscape help. I went to the Friends quarterly meeting last night, and I'm going to do it in the e-newsletter again, because, we just, out of a dozen landscape people that I send to, I had one, and she was on vacation for 2 weeks. So we're looking a little early. So I'm putting some requests out there. I just need some help weeding. That's all. So if you're watching this video, please feel free to talk. If you pass a weed, just pick it. Please. It doesn't need to. Technology. One day I opened my desktop and my printers were on. I'm not sure why. Our wonderful CLM IT people were able to get that for me remotely fixed. So big thank you to them. 3D printer had something replaced, and we had our regularly scheduled maintenance from Blue Water and Carousel. And if you don't know what Carousel is, that is the software that handles our screens. So that's that taking it. No anniversaries this month. So if you want to make a dream month. Great team here. I do want to show the shareables and shareables from our folder. This is I received another email, a really great email from some patrons who wanted to express their thank yous for specifically the Major Deuce concert, but just the concerts in general. As quote 60-somethings, it's the night they feel it's nice for them to attend concerts in our area. And unfortunately, when you go into anywhere else, it's such a high cost. And so they're so thankful that, it's just expressing how thankful they are that we have concerts here and it's an option. And so I will pass that around. You can take a look at that. We have a really nice thank you card to Miss Stephanie from a young patron who she helped to learn and to grow. Statistics. So we had a good month in circulation. That was very good. Back up again. New card registration was also back up. Our door count.
That's a record.
Yeah, that is a record. And that was the highest month yet out of all of this region. Of course, we do have the book sale in June, but we had a lot going on. Summer reading, kickoff, which is the first year we did a kickoff. So that could definitely have contributed to it. Public computers, workstation stuff, good. Wi-Fi was okay. Carbon collection are back up again. Overdrive down just a smidge. And Hoopla up a little bit. Canopy, interesting May spike. We were closed a few days. Maybe people felt that they would take advantage of Canopy with that. Maybe it's leveling off. We will continue to watch. Curbside same as last. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Then moving on to committee reports. William, are you going for?
Sure, I
do
can.
for the
I can do
building?
This, so
Okay.
the building committee met on Monday, July 13th at 3 p.m. We discussed our bidding committee, the building committee goals, discussed the general electrical engineering proposals for study, and a second updated proposal received from the Peter Vasso Associates. And so actually, it's inside our packet. Then April was meeting with an engineer from De Clemente, Siegel Design Inc. On 15, which was after our meeting here. I hope that went well. Okay. We discussed the painting of the building, and of course, the board approved Mr.'s painting. So, all necessary paperwork has been received. The vendor, July 20th here. To review the project specifics again, set our dates. Carpet and furniture cleaning again is being put off until after scheduling until after the painting is scheduled. So we have you.
Meeting scheduled is starts October 19th. My thought process is the murals would be scheduled for right after that. And then after that would be the carpet and furniture cleaning.
So then we went on and discussed the youth department redesign, information desk wall, shelving, hanging system, backpack kits. C2AE is preparing the installation instructions and documentation for contractor pricing. Once we receive this, we can look for a contractor to install. The murals, 3 murals were interviewed. Emily presented each of their designs to the committee. These would be of the 4 main walls on the patio side and the area in between the 2 windows, a large Bolton board wall and the area above the cut through house entrance exit to the youth department. Looking realistic but not whimsical, incorporating our earth tones and colors for youth, coordinated for the youth carpet areas. Then they're going to incorporate an I Spy feature within them. Mural height on tall walls will stop at the existing windows and have a soft fade into the top of the wall. And the committee is putting forth the 2 top muralists of the 3 that were interviewed, and with a strong recommendation for the local artist Austin Fabiniski.
So Carrie and Eric, that cost of those murals is in the monies that we received from our patron that passed, and it's under the auspices of improving the kids area, which is where we're using that money. So it's not like we're asking for extra money for that. We're just showing you what it looks like and getting the budget approved for how much to pay the artists.
Yeah, and we've incorporated those 2 in your packet.
Yeah.
So the portico design, quote for proposal for study on the portico. Received C2AE's quote for the proposal, which includes a review of existing conditions, code requirements, construction costs, option, and required updates to the drawings. Final deliverables would be constructible documents ready for public bidding and or contracting in accordance with the library's procurement requirements. Looking into recommendations for other architectural engineering firms for a second quote on this study. The committee is recommending moving forward with C2AE quote because another architectural engineering firm will cost more and is required a complete redesign rather than just an update to our design. Thoughts there were, why pay for 2 studies when going to go forward? We'll just we only need one study, and we're going to kind of go with the original design. And so the next meeting is Monday, August 10th at 3 p.m. via Zoom.
I didn't know if you guys saw it.
I do have a quick question, were Gwen and Becky able to take a look? Yes. Okay. Good. I'm really excited about the price of the marriage to this.
We're up to the next committee. Jen?
I'm sorry,
We're moving on to the next committee.
we're not.
I think the
going
others
to-
in the business.
Oh, it's in new business.
The new
So we're
business.
not going to. Oh,
Murals
new
and new
business.
business.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I thought it would be under here,
That's okay.
my mistake. All right, so Carrie, are you doing finance committee?
And,
Okay,
okay, so in terms of the inherited, I are still on hold. In process, but it's still on hold at the moment. The auditor is not available to present to us in August, so this has been moved to September. We have reviewed the 2026 budget and it is on target. We continue to investigate additional credit card companies, and April is in the process of reaching out to other directors to identify what other libraries may be using for us to consider. In terms of CD review, we spoke and made a motion on the Genesis Credit Union CD, which is all set. And then in addition to that, we have 2 Playstar CDs that will mature on 9/17/26, and the committee, or rather, those will be deposited into checking once they mature. And finally, in terms of millage updates, the Friends handed out additional fact-based campaign materials at the pop-up book sale during a recent family town.
okay. Then April or Eric,
Yeah. Policy committee.
okay,
So policy committee
Policy
met
committee.
on Tuesday, July 14th at 5 p.m. We talked about the naming rights, and then we talked about the library card policy review. So the policy review, we're going to be doing that under new business. We've got a recommendation. We received a few updates to the policy from the attorney, including allowing people of all ages to get library cards. Previously, a patron had to be 5 to be able to sign their name. So this change aligns with our current library programs, like the 1,000 books before kindergarten, from birth to 5. So it supports new initiatives like newborn packets. It will help increase our circulation. The policy also clarifies the current TLN procedure that allows individuals who work in or own a business in the community to receive an individual card. It clarifies what's considered an institutional card, and it removes the inconsistency of charging a patron for a lost card but not for a damaged one. So those all be things that we cover under new business. We also talked about the attorney's comments on our current bylaws. We reviewed the comments. The committee recommends that we update the bylaws due to some contradictions within the bylaws, and some recommendations from the attorney on common practices in Michigan that we should probably adopt, in my opinion. I'm sorry, that's not the committee's opinion necessarily. An updated version of the bylaws will be reviewed for the next committee meeting so we can make recommendations. We also reviewed an entirely new version of the bylaws that the attorney gave us, but we're recommending staying with the original bylaws and just making the suggested changes. So we'll be reviewing that during our next meeting.
Okay.
And our next meeting is currently scheduled for Tuesday, August 4th. I will be out of town, so we'll have to move that.
You could probably have to, one's supposed to be that day around like 5:45, 6 a.m. Or being like for midnight tours to the election day.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so if we could move it to the following week, or yeah, that would work for me. It would work for one of you. I'll be in Canada, so. And that's it for the policy committee.
I have a question for you on the, so entirely changing the bylaws was an option?
The attorney said that that's a possibility if we wanted to consider it. We basically said no.
It's a tough move.
It would be a tough move. Yeah,
It's a whole lot to digest.
exactly. Yeah,
And for a board to do it, it makes it even tougher.
yeah. So we basically said tentatively no to that, but more than likely a no to that based on our recommendations so far.
But why did the attorney recommend it? We just,
It was thrown as an option. Like you could make these changes that would bring it sort of up to code, if you will, for making these changes. Or you could just consider a whole new one if you didn't want to make these changes. And we said that's too much to consider. It changes too many things. And it would end up being like we'd have to pick and nickel and dime it.
besides things slip through.
Yeah, exactly. So better to have an updated one that we've got currently and fix it as we go than try to rip out the road and put a whole new one in.
Yeah, and everybody's familiar with what we have now.
Yeah, yeah. One of the big questions from the attorney, just off, not on the policy committee report, one of the big questions that they had was about the right and the responsibility of the president in a board such as this, a library board, to vote. So that's one of the things we'll have to talk about as a group, first as a committee and then as a group as a whole. The attorney recommends that the board president, because of the number of people on the board in particular, but also because of existing practices in other libraries, that the board president also be able to vote and should vote. So, which would lead it to be, like, as an example, as you know, a 3-3 vote would be a tie, which means the motion fails.
Correct.
So, yeah. And that way it would be easier to reach a quorum as well. So, but
Reforms for.
she also made a recommendation that we consider a change to that. I think personally, I think 4 is where it ought to be for quorum. She recommended that we have a flexible quorum to bring it down to a majority of, the wording was such that said a majority of the currently serving and active board members. And I kind of disagree with that principle.
That's a whole lot of, well.
Yeah, I think that there are certain things the attorney said that practices that we should change, or that she thought we should change, that I don't necessarily agree with from a non-legal perspective, but from understanding how the bylaws are written and how they're set up. And then there's other parts that seem to make complete sense to me. So we'll discuss it as a committee. We'll make recommendations. Possibly at the next meeting, depends on how far we get as a committee and negotiating it internally. But yeah, that's coming on the horizon. It's some possible updates to bylaws. Nothing that's, I mean, there's some substantive changes, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, nothing that really affects the end results.
How we operate.
Exactly. Okay. So just a little bit with the advice of having the president vote, that would be the biggest change probably. That's it for policy committee. Does that answer your question? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I'll make sure we covered that.
Okay. Strategic Planning Committee. We didn't make any changes to the strategic plan, but we are sending out a survey. It's going to be active starting in August through the end of September. Is that what we decided? Okay. And it's going to be on the website. Are we going to have it on paper at the front desk or not?
Probably have a few. We
Okay.
don't get a whole lot of paper ones, so less for them, but please do that.
Okay. And we kind of focused on 3 areas. How to use the existing facilities, if there are any changes people are thinking would be helpful. How we could increase availability of product to patrons, and if there are perhaps patrons or people they know of that we aren't serving, we're trying to identify underserved populations of the community. And then there's quite a few number of questions on program availability and types of programs and stuff like that. And so it's not going to be more than 10 minutes to fill it out.
Are we using a specific survey platform?
Okay. So we're looking to get information on that. So after the millage, we'll have some direction.
And you are, people remind me, correct me, but it will be in the mailed newsletter, right? The QR code for a survey.
Yeah. Okay.
Question.
So that's it for committee reports. No old business. So new business. Eric, you're back up with policy.
Yeah, policy committee, we have a document that's in your packets related to the library cards and patron records. All the changes that we are recommending are made in red on here. I'll kind of go over a couple of them individually here specifically. Some of them are more to align with grammar, like their name instead of his/her,
Okay.
or her/his in that case. Yeah. We deleted the section that said library cards for temporary residents. We changed it to temporary residents and township affiliated patrons. April, do you want to speak to what the definition of a township affiliated patron actually is?
Yeah, so
It's in here, but
we wanted a way to say that a business, or if you work or own a business, in the township, that you can get an individual card. So it was just a nice way of saying township affiliated, because you're kind of affiliated with the township if you work here but don't live here. Obviously, if you own a business here but don't live here, you're affiliated in the township. So it's just a nice way of saying that.
So that was made, we changed the nursing home or facility to school, long-term care facility, or licensed residential care community to be more inclusive of all those kinds of organizations. We changed it from schools and corporations to local businesses, as well as governmental and social agencies. And then on the back page, we changed the word materials to material, and we changed the policy on replacing a card that's damaged versus lost. There was a difference between them before, so essentially you could, I mean, if you were so inclined, you could say, oh no, I damaged my card and get a new one. But not a lost card, and vice versa. So those are all the changes that are made there. Any questions about the recommended changes?
No, not for me.
Then I would like to make a motion to accept the changes to the library cards and patron records as amended.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we got 3 yes votes. Motion carries. And then kind of was jump the gun on this, but we had the murals for the kids area. We originally got 4 people who responded. We kind of cut that down to 2 that Emily felt were the best match, that they understood the vision and that they were easy to talk to and share ideas with. And you can see there's 2 of them from here. There's this one, and then there's this one. Okay. And Austin is actually a White Lake resident. It's the smaller packet. And he is the one that Emily said he was easy to work with and talk with, and I just think a working relationship when you're trying to talk about art and stuff that's a little fuzzy around the edges, what is easier to work with long term. And we both liked his approach and his pictures, and he's offering a discount, for White Lake, and I like using local talent when we can. So we're giving you these 2 options. But we're also saying our recommendation as a committee is for Austin.
Absolutely.
And
So if I can give a little background into our committee meeting, we eliminated the highest quote and maybe the hardest to work with person. And so instead of just even going just with one, we wanted the board to make a choice. And so, as you can see, the recommended is even, less than the other competitor. But Emily has done all the groundwork with these people and is just really comfortable with it. And of course, she's put all the work in it. And I basically said that, I fall, and I've done this before here, because I fall on the expertise of the other people on the field. So. I recommend that we go with Austin.
Was there any difference in terms of, not that it matters to my thoughts on it, but was there any difference in the timing as far as how long it would take them to complete? Or did that even come up?
what came up with more was they were looking for timing on when to schedule it. They wanted us to commit so they could put it in their schedule.
Right, because that's why we thought it's important that we bring it to the board this month,
Sure.
because they start to fill up.
Yeah.
early in the
I
fall.
would imagine, yeah.
Right, and we have the painting stuff that we want to coordinate with. to make
They
sure it's
wanted,
all time out.
They wanted fresh walls to
Yeah,
paint on,
makes sense.
make sure we've got all the boards removed and the mud and stuff
His stuff looks
cleaned
great.
up.
His stuff really
And I
does.
think
Like-
one other thing was that the what's her name? I don't even know the name. There's really no name on it there, but the second one, the non-Austin one, was a little bit more whimsical than, had a little bit more whimsical traits.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we wanted to stay a little bit less.
Sure.
We all preferred his look too.
Yeah.
But the most important consideration went with who Emily felt she could work with best.
I mean, when I look at his stuff, the first word that popped out to me was like organic.
Mm-hmm.
It it feels more organic than this one does. So,
Yeah.
I like this stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, if everybody wants to move forward with it, I'll move
Make a
that we,
motion?
accept Austin Favinsky's art, as the, preferred vendor for the murals.
A second. Or you can. Either one of us. It's fine.
Who is it? Who are you typing in?
I will give it to Eric.
Okay. All in favor?
Alright,
All right. 3 yes votes, so
Excellent.
we'll move forward with Austin on that. Will we send him a letter? Will it just a phone call?
Emily will take
Just
care
let
of it.
Emily take care of it?
However he communicates.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to that.
Good.
Okay,
yeah.
and then we've got the letter from C2AE on the portico. I don't even remember the total cost, I think.
7,600.
Okay, and that gives us plans to bid out. And we own them. That was one of the open questions.
Wanted to. If you wanted to do something with them, you would have to get, you would have to ask them
To,
if you want, depending on what you wanted to do.
okay,
You're
Is
gonna have the non-exclusive license to use the documents. You can use the design solely and exclusively to construct, use, maintain, alter, or add the project.
mhm,
Obviously, you'd be able to give it to your contractor, subcontractors. You cannot reuse this design for extensions or on any other project without C2A's written permission and adaptation. So doing so without their approval is done at your own risk and requires you to identify.
okay. Were there any other questions Gwen had that we needed to answer?
She had asked me to see if I could find the originals. So
The original is not much of anything. It's a single sheet. There's not a lot of detail to it
right,
because we didn't move forward with even bidding it.
sure, but it would provide something to a potential architect.
I looked at it and couldn't figure out what it was, but I'm not an architect.
It's the same issue.
Yeah.
I pulled their stuff and it's almost the
Okay.
same word for word. You can ask, and I have reached out with Gwen's questions to my contact is C2AE
Okay.
in a respectful manner to see, with this. 'Cause, I mean, they've got to know, obviously.
Mhm.
We're going to have to ask some of those questions. So I have not heard back from him yet.
Okay.
So as to what we would need to do or we need to do or.
Well, if we're gonna approve this tonight, then that's kind of a moot point, right? I mean, why would we have people bid on 2 different? Why wouldn't we just use the same document that we're paying for now?
We're gonna approve
For
that
everybody.
that we pay for a proposal study. That's what we're gonna approve, right?
That's what's here.
That's what we're doing
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
But
but that includes drawings, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
what we discussed in the committee was
Mhm.
not getting another proposal.
Correct,
No sense in paying twice.
right.
Second one's gonna cost more because we've worked with them, so they've taken that in consideration.
Okay.
And again, it's a time issue.
Mm-hmm.
We just keep kicking the can down the road. And so we might as well just go with what the original, similar to the original, and it's just to figure out what it's gonna cost us.
Mhm.
Moving forward. Now, we did have a little discussion of whether or not we were gonna be able to just go with one bid on the study. And I believe that we can forego that with a motion. If somebody wants to talk about that for a second, right? I'm not stepping out of bounds there. I think we discussed that we might, because you're required to get a minimum,
Correct.
right? So it's like, why should we? Why should we have to get another bid to get bids? Is really what we're gonna do.
Right.
We're just throwing good money away.
Well, because the one person we're going with has experience with the building, I think is pretty much what our
Yeah, we all agree.
rationale was, yeah.
We should just
Mhm.
go with this because it's convenient, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But again, because, you know, I mean, you're in policy, so. Is it gonna be an issue that we just move to forego the,
I think that we would have to move to forego the requirement for 2 bids for something like this, just to make sure. But other than that, I don't see a problem with it. I mean, since it's not construction work that we're doing here. It's not the major project.
Correct.
So I personally don't have a problem with making that motion.
okay, if you wouldn't mind, I would like that if you could make it, we forego it.
Feel free to help me work.
Oh, sure I will.
Workshop this one. Okay, so I would like to make a motion that for purposes of the proposal for professional services and the study associated with it, that we forego the usual 2 bid requirement that April has to follow, and go with this particular proposal. Or should we just say let's just forego the 2 bid process, then we can have a second motion to actually go with this. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, so the motion is to forego the 2 bid process for this and allow a single bid.
And I'll second that. And I think that's plenty. What you
Okay.
said was enough.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 3 yes votes, motion carried, and then a separate one for just
Yeah,
selecting.
and I can do that. I move that we allow C2AE to produce a study on the original portico design to meet our new building codes and standards and update the drawings so that we can put this out for bid. Construction.
For a cost of $7,600.
Yes, thank you. What's the exact number?
I thought it was 7,600. Was
I'm
it?
looking here and
That-
Yes,
There change on it
7,600.
too? Okay,
7,600.
alrighty.
And I would add as per document.
Yeah, as per the proposed services document provided.
Okay,
I just want to pause on that real quick because that probably will.
For the
Okay.
7,600,
uh-huh.
So make sure that that's the stuff.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay.
You have that expectation.
I think we'd all be.
Okay,
I'll
need someone to second,
I will
Eric?
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, 3 yes votes, motion carries. Any announcements?
None.
No, I don't think so. Okay, Carrie, it's your favorite part. Who wants to make the motion to adjourn the meeting?
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting of the White Lake Township Library Board of Trustees at,
7:28.
thank you, 7:28 PM.
Seconded.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, who's gonna vote no on that one? All right, 3 yes votes.
Abstain.
It's too nice outside.
All right, so motion carries, meeting's